Hey, what's up and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Kevin Zugschwert, a musician, composer, and music teacher here in Denver, Colorado. And today I'll be diving into something I consider super exciting, which is Logic Pro for iPad. I love creating music on this, and whether you're just getting started with music production or if you're a seasoned pro, this app is going to change the way you create on the go if you like to make music while you're mobile. So let's jump right into it and I'll walk you through the basics. Alright, so once you've got Logic Pro downloaded from the App Store and opened up, the first thing you'll notice is the familiar layout, but with a sleek iPad twist. It feels just like the desktop version, but optimized for touch. So let's start by creating a new project. We'll push the plus button at the top here. Here you'll see a variety of templates like electronic, hip-hop, songwriter, and more, but for this tutorial, we'll keep it simple and select an empty project. This gives us a blank canvas to work with. I'm going to push the Tracks button here to get that started. Now we're inside the project, and as you can see, we've got the track view right here. This is where all the magic happens. From here you can add software instruments, audio tracks, and drum kits. Let's start by adding a software instrument. To add a software instrument, tap the plus icon here at the top. You'll see a list of instrument options like synths, pianos, and guitars. I'm going to select a MIDI module. And I'm going to select I'm going to leave it on that to select the module. Let's create that. Now I can either play directly on the screen or connect a MIDI keyboard to really dive into it, which I don't have set up at the moment, so I'm not going to mess with that. Check it out, playing on the screen is super intuitive, and if you're feeling extra fancy you can always adjust the size of the keys to suit your playing style. Alright, now let's talk about the loops. One of the coolest features in Logic Pro for iPad is how easy it is to use pre-made loops. Perfect for getting ideas down fast. Tap on the loop icon. This will be the bottom left actually to get this opened up, and then to go to the plugin presets and tap the loops button here. This will give you access to thousands of Apple loops across all different genres. So if I just select a synth loop or a voice loop, well, let's check out the voice loops. And to listen to these, just tap the icon on the left, this little blue one. And notice it has the BPM there, how many bars it is, and the key signature. And you'll notice up here I'm in A minor, so I want to pick something that's in my key, and you can actually go and filter that by touching this little button right here and scrolling down here in the musical properties section, and I can filter that I only want it to find stuff in the key of A minor, technically, right? But it was selected as an A there, and that'll give me everything in A minor now.
Always will be better. We will be just fine. Always will be better. Days make the.
Alright, so I like this Warm Embers vocal chop. I'll try and add this here, and all you got to do is grab a hold of that and swipe it over into an audio track and drop it there. So, and if you touch this at the top, it'll turn yellow, and you can move this. This is your loop point, so it'll loop between those four measures right there. Alright, that sounds pretty good. So this is how you do loops, and if I wanted to get rid of that filter and pick something else, I just X these filters out here, and then I can select any of these others. If I want to add a synth, for example, I can just select that. And again, these are all in different keys, so just keep an eye on that as you're going through these. And some of these aren't loops. These will open up as instruments. You can see they're different icons there. But I'll just go with something interesting here. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to filter this to get the A minor that I'm looking for. Alright, let's go ahead and select Great Heights Metal Keys, and I'm going to drop that over into a new audio track here. And let's take a listen to that. Now let's say you want to adjust the levels or add effects. Just tap the mixer icon here at the bottom right, and that'll open up. And this brings up your virtual mixer where you can control your track's volume, panning, and add plugins like EQ, reverb, and compression. For example, on this channel here we can add the compressor, and we just turn the compressor on here, and then we can go and make some edits to that. It has presets. If you tap here next to this button, it'll come up with all kinds of plug-in presets. So since I'm on the keyboards section, it would be a good idea to select that. And I don't know, let's go ahead and try this one. Electric piano, perhaps. Anyway, you're not going to hear a great deal of change on that. It's just a compressor. But that's how you would get to these things in the track view, just selecting that. And then if I want to get rid of that, I can just go there and turn that off. Adding effects is as simple as selecting your track and choosing a plugin and tweaking the settings. And I find it easiest if I go and select this key here, if I just make sure that that track is selected there, to then touch this volume knob in the bottom center here and add audio effects right here. And this gives you a whole list of effects you can choose from. If I wanted to add a reverb, for example, there, the chroma verb is pretty cool. Space Designer is nice. Let's just select that and see what we get. And so this opens up all the options for the Space Designer reverb, and I can go to the presets and things if I want to get some big hall. Check that out. Maybe a nice hall, big string reverb. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so you get the idea. You can add all these things here with this right there, and then add as many effects as you want. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to add some drums to this. You could use drum loops, but they added this new feature here, the session players, and if I push the plus button there, it'll take me to this page once more where we've got session players, a drummer, or I could go to a bass player or a keyboard player. So let's start off with a drummer here, and that gave me an 8-measure loop. I wanted to make this a 4-measure loop to match what we've already got going. And you can do some detailed editing of this drum beat. I've got it in hard rock city with this slider, the intensity with this one here. But one of the coolest features is if I tap this chord rhythm right here, I can go down to tracks where it says off, and I can actually have the drums follow the keys if I wanted to do that, which might be better to have it follow the bass line, but we haven't got there yet. So let's do that. But I can also select the fill amount and fill complexity here if I want to have a swing rhythm, 16th notes or 8th notes. So let's just see what we've got out of that so far. Just bring those keys down. It's a little loud for my taste. Keys volume high there, wasn't it? Alright, so that drummer sounds fine. Now let me show you how to add a bass player. Let's push this plus icon one more time. Let's go and tap these arrows here and add a bass player in. And let's touch it. Alrighty, once again, it gave me a long 8-measure loop. Let's make it 4, and let's edit it. The same things apply, the same sliders and things, but you have other options. You can have some melody notes, some octave notes and long phrasing, or short and medium phrasing. And so you've got a lot of options to select from there. This is interesting with this lowest note. You could actually change the tuning of the bass right by lowering it down to D1, for example. That would give you D standard, or the lowest is D. So I'll leave that at E1. But it also has that option to follow the other tracks. So let's see what this sounds like. And that's just scratching the surface. Logic Pro for iPad gives you all the power of a professional DAW right at your fingertips. Whether you're laying down quick ideas or producing full tracks, this app is a game changer. But don't click off yet. If you like this video, you're going to want to see this video next. In it, I walk you through all the gear that I use for my own personal music production. The microphones, the MIDI controller, the headphones, the studio monitors, and more.